Hello everyone, welcome back again to Selenium WebDriver with Java September 2025 Batch Session 9. In today's session, I will cover the remaining key important concept from TestNG. In the session 8, you already learned what is TestNG all about, what is the way you can configure TestNG, how you can create TestNG class, right? How you can do the priority setup, how you can have the assertion, how you can create multiple TestNG classes, and how you can run those test cases from the TestNG class as well as from the testng.xml file as well. So, in today's session, I'll cover a couple of key important topics which you need to learn about TestNG, like the importance of TestNG group and how you can include and exclude group during test execution, the importance of TestNG parameterization and data provider, the listener is TestNG, and how you can execute only failed test cases without listeners and using IRetryAnalyzer and IAnnotationTransformer listener as well. Then how you can do the parallel test execution with the help of Selenium WebDriver using TestNG, and how you can do the cross-browser test execution for Selenium WebDriver using TestNG as well. So let's start with the group concept of TestNG. So in the session 8, whenever I discussed about the TestNG like advantages or the important features, I already covered the TestNG support group is group part, right? So suppose say today you have created 100 test cases. So 100 test cases will not covered for all the test cases will not cover for sanity, regression, or end-to-end integration or UAT. Or all the test cases cannot be covered for all the application, right? Suppose you are having 5 application. So couple of test cases might be application A, couple of test cases might be application D, B. Couple of test cases might cover application A, B, C like that, and couple of test cases may be part of sanity, couple of test cases part of sanity plus regression, couple of test cases only part of UAT like that. So whenever you are designing the test cases, you have to group them so that next time instead of running all the test cases based on the group filter criteria, you can run those required test cases only, whatever belong to or whatever pertaining to the group only. So group in TestNG denotes the process of grouping different test cases or test methods together in a straightforward group and running these test or method together by just running the group in a single command through these test methods are belonging to though these test method can belong to different classes or different packages as well, that does not matter. Inside the same project you can have different packages, different classes, you can have n number of test cases or test classes, and they may belong to cut certain group. But whenever you are trying to run right through a TestNG XML file using the group, only the relevant group will test case will be filtered based on the relevant group and your execution will happen. So grouping test in another very good feature of TestNG, using which user can create group of test method. User can create a group of test method based on the functionality and the features, or based on the modules, or based on the testing type like functional testing, regression testing, hook testing, etc. This way user can differentiate specific group test methods from all the test methods. So group are specified in TestNG.xml file and can be used either under the tag, group specified in the tag applied to all the groups underneath. Okay, let's try to understand what is the way we can do the grouping. So in the session 8, what we learn, right? We have did the TestNG configuration after installing the TestNG to the Eclipse, and we have tried to create a TestNG class, right? In case you are going to go to the package, if we right click, okay, you have selected new, other, and TestNG, and automatically that class is getting converted to TestNG class. But without creating the TestNG class, you can create a normal class, normal class, okay, Java class, and we can also make it TestNG. How we can do that? So right click on the packages, any package. Let's this is the project we have created, like, and this is the packages where we are creating all the classes. Right click and click on the new and simply click on the class without using the TestNG class, and give some name called TestNG session 9. But do not select the public static void main, otherwise it will be treated as a Java class. So I will not be selecting and will click as a finish. Simple thing. Okay, so that one I can convert it TestNG or Java. That is my own way. Now what we will do, we will try to add couple of test cases and couple of method. Okay, so this is the code I can simply copy to give you reference. Okay, here a lot of method, lot of test cases covered, and also group is there. So simply you can write that all the steps, or you can use it. Okay, here you could see this is the method created, like the public void method one. Okay, and where I have tried to give some output and tried to give some assertion. Similarly, method 2 created, where output no assertion, method 3 output. Okay, similarly you can have add the assertion like that. So that is the way simple thing. After that, in case you want to create TestNG class, you need to add at the rate test annotation for every method. So this will be considered as a TestNG class. Now you need to import the at the rate test annotation from the org dot testng. Okay, org dot testng dot annotations, and we have used assertion. So we need to use the assert class. This is the hard assertion actually we have used from the org dot testng. Now what I did, like at the rate test annotation, I have tried to add this group. Okay, first bracket groups equal to, within second bracket you can have in number of group within the double quote. That's the simple thing. Okay, so just comment it out how you can do it. Yeah, definitely it will be, in case you want to make it like test ng test, you need to definitely use at the rate test. And here what you can do, you need to give first bracket, okay, groups, okay, equal to second bracket, and you need to give any name within the double quote. Suppose say test application 1, whatever you have given, then comma, like instead of regression test I can give any other stuff, smoke test I can give it, comma, within double quote, like that. If you want to assign same test case with multiple OA, I can also do it. So that is the string I have tried to implement it for all the test cases, just given a couple of stuff, and we need to end with the double bracket. That's all. So that part, let's remove it. Okay. So I have 5 test cases, and every test case I have categorized with different kind of group. Okay. Now if you try to run from the class level, what will happen? Let's try to run it from the class level. So it is already converted test engine class, all is running, because there is no concept of group is getting filtered out. Okay. So everything is running and you are getting that proper output. Okay. In the console you can get the output as well. Okay. Whatever output like it will become, you could see test method 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And all the test cases getting executed, 5 executed, 5 passed. Now in case I want to execute the relevant group, so I need to go to the testengine.xml file. So what I need to do, I can remove those part, and I can also tag this class, right? So this is a suit name, this is the test name, and under the classes you can have the relevant classes, whatever you want to execute. So say I just want to concentrate on only this class. So this is the package com.selenium.training. Okay, under the classes tag, the package name dot class name, right? This is the package name and this is the class name. You need to change it. Okay. Now, if you try to run it here normally, what will happen? Again, it will run all the test cases, because we are not filtering out anything. We are simply trying to run the stuff, right? All the test cases running. Now, in case you want to, okay, right, have the groups. Okay, what is the way you can do it? So I have mentioned it here also. So syntax for specifying the group in the method, you could see at the rate test groups equal to that, and groups are specified in testing.xml file before class, and following syntax can be used. Groups, run, include name, the group name, end with run and end with group. So let's copy it as well. Same syntax. This is common only, so you just you can use it for reference. Before the class, I can just make it, and I can just change the group name, whatever group name I want to execute. Say MOOC test I want to execute only wherever group name is equal to MOOC test, right? So that's fine. Now let's try to run it. So now will happen, out of these 5 test cases, wherever group name is equal to MOOC test, those will be executed. You could see out of 4, 5, 4 is executed. 1, 2, 4, 5, 3 is not executed. Why? You could see for 1 and 2 smoke test is there, For 3, there is no smoke test group. So that is the reason it is being ignored. Other test case is executed. Now next question will come, that in case I want to execute everything excluding smoke test, so how can you do it? So instead of include, you can use simply exclude. That's all. Exclude means wherever smoke test is there, I will just simply exclude. Okay, now I can run it, save it, and try to run it here. You could see only one test case got executed. 3. Why? Method 3. Why? Because that for this method there is no smoke test associated. Right? This particular group is not available. For other test cases, the smoke test tag was there, but I am excluding it. So that is the way you can do it, include or exclude. Okay. So if in case user want to run multiple groups at the same time, they need to add another, right, include tag. Okay. So just like that, one by one. Okay. So let's do it include here instead of exclude. Okay. Now I can give another tag including smoke test but excluding. Wherever smoke test is fine, I want to include, but I want to exclude, right? Multiple combination you can give. So what I want to exclude, in, include all the test case smoke test but exclude wherever regression test is there. So that is the multiple combination you can give it. So what will happen? It will first try to filter out smoke test. After that, from this smoke test, wherever regression test is there, it will just simply ignore. So filter out will be smoke test common, but wherever regression test is there, those will be ignored. So you could see only two test cases, 2 and 4. Why? Because for the test case 1, smoke test is present, but regression test is also present. So I regression test I want to exclude. Okay. 2 is fine, regression test is not there, smoke test is only there. 3 already filtering out, removing out. And for the fourth one also, like smoke test there, regression test is not there, but fifth one again smoke test there, regression test is. So only 2 and 4 is getting executed. Now next question will be coming, that suppose say I already learned how to do the inclusion exclusion multiple time or in a same condition as well. But say in case I want to run something wherever some specific word is there, and after that I remaining word I don't care. Suppose say here you are having lot of groups like called test, application 1, application 2, like that. But I want to run everything wherever starting with test. I do not care about this word, right? Sometime it might happen. Okay. Suppose say you have given some of the applications, say like Amazon site you are automating. You've given something called Amazon, right? Underscore home, Amazon underscore product search, Amazon underscore login, Amazon underscore logout, Amazon underscore payment, all this stuff. Then next time you, and there are also something called Flipkart underscore home, all this stuff. Again, other website, we underscore home, all this stuff. But your ask is that let's execute everything wherever Amazon site only. So you can just simply search with Amazon dot star. So Amazon home, login, product search, add, everything will be executed like that, right? So what we can do, we can also giving something called go to the TestNG XML file. Let's remove this one. Exclude also you can do. So you can do something we'll call starting with test dot star. So that wherever test word is present starting part, right? You could see I already mentioned here. In case user want to run all groups with some matching keyword, user can same can possibly using the regular expression. That is called regex or regular expression. Like that name with the starting word, the dot star. Okay, run as TestNG suit. So wherever test word is present, it will be running. So you could see 1, 2, and 3 is being executed. Let's see here. Okay, 1 test application no, 2 test application 2, right? And 3 test application 3. But 4 and 5 there is no test word, right? Starting with test word. I'm not talking about the ending part. Okay, starting with test 1. So that is the way. Now if you want to exclude, so 4 and 5 will be only executed. Simply one excluding 1, 2, 3 exclude. That is the way you can do the test execution with the grouping for the groups of test case using the group concept. Okay, so that's all. Now we'll go to the next topics, and in case you are having any questions we can ask after this topic is covered. Now we'll talk about the parameterization. So I also talk about the two important concept in the session. I mean, testing in session one. The two other concept is called parameterization and data-driven testing, data provider, right? Here we will discuss about the parameterization. Suppose say in case you are having some parameter and you want to execute different test cases with the same parameter. Suppose say you are giving parameter called size, right? Say L size, maybe 40 size, and with this 40 size you want to sort, right, some dress, maybe for male or female, on different kind of dress, maybe t-shirt, maybe shirt, maybe jacket, maybe kind of other dresses like that. So your constant parameter is size, and it can vary for different aspects. So that is the stuff. Wherever your test cases might be different, but your parameter is same, so that you can use the parameterization. So one of the important features of TestNG is parameterization. This feature allows user to pass parameter to test as argument. This is supported by using the TestNG @parameter annotation. The @parameter annotation can be used for any of the before, after, and @test annotated method. It can be also used to initialize variable and use them in the class test, or maybe for the whole test execution. In case user need to pass some simple value such as string types to the test method at runtime, user can use this approach of sending parameter values through the testng.xml configuration file. User have to use the parameter annotations by passing parameter value to the test method. Now let's see the implementation. Let's remove this one. Okay, let's comment out all these test case. Okay, now let's try to simply create a simple test cases. Okay, test, and I will be creating a very simple test case, public void, say addition, or add addition I can give. That's the syntax. Here I can pass to parameter called integer I comma integer j, right? And here what I can do, I can just simply try to print out. I can create a new variable. I can simply I can try to print out I plus j. That's all. Okay. So that is the test case I have written. Now, in case I want to execute this test case with some parameter value, so I need to use that parameter either before @test or after @test. Also, I can use parameter pcaps parameters. Okay, and then give fastback at. And here there are two things, right? Two variable I have passed, so you can use two parameter or single parameter also, same value. That is fine. So para one comma parameter two. That's all. And we need to give the double bracket here, braces, curly braces. Okay, now we need to import the parameters. Always be use the org.testNG.annotation. Okay, please be use org.testNG.annotation, right? Now what we can do, we can try to copy the code. Okay, let's try to do something same way, called addition, and then I have created the other method, right? Addition is fine. Then second one I can do with subtraction. Okay, so here it will be I minus j. Then multiplication method name I'm changing. Okay, multiplied j star j. Okay, then division. Okay, I divided by j. That's all. Now, if you want to run it, and parameter part, you can either keep it before the @test or after @test. There is no difference. Okay. Now, if you try to run it, Okay, that particular class. Okay, you could see all are getting failed. Why? Let's see. Copy the TestNG trace and let's try to place in the notepad and see what's happening here. Okay, what is the problem? Okay, parameter param1 is required by at the rate test on the method addition but not mark optional or define, right? Either you need to make it optional or you need to define it because you are not getting any value. Now, what is the way you can give the value now then? So, it's already mentioned, right? The name value used in the testing XML file, you need to give it, whatever parameter you are using. Parameter name equal to parameter name and parameter value, whatever way, either at the suit level or at the test level. Now let's give it. Yeah, I will take the question in case you are having, otherwise you can go on mute, please. Okay, let's go at the test level. Okay, so that is the syntax you need to use, and now we'll be changing the parameter name. So what is the parameter name we're providing? Param1. Okay, so I'll be changing it param1 and say value I can give it say 50, and now I can change it to param2. You can have n number of parameter. I can value I can give it say 10. Okay, now if you try to run it from here, it will be running properly, and you could see with this parameter value 4 test cases will be executed. You could see the first one addition 50 10, division based on the alphabetical order will be executed. Okay, parameter value is taking, multiplication subtraction. So addition, division, multiplication, subtraction. If you go to the console, so you could see addition 50 plus 10 60, division 50 divided by 10 equal to 5, multiplication 50 multiplied by 10 equal to 500, and this is 40 subtraction last, right? So this one either you can give at the test level or you can give at the suit level as well. Okay, there is no impact. Same thing it will work. Same value it will be given. Okay, you could see same value it is taking. But now questions will be coming in case you are giving sometime, right? Same value at the suit level and test level, right? Same parameter but a different value. Okay, let's give it called 500 here and give it 100. So what value it will take? So okay, in case you are having same value at the suit level or the test level, your test level will take the present tense and suit level will be ignored. Okay, in case some of the parameters sometime, right, some parameter I want to keep it suit level which is constant, but test level sometime I want to vary it. So whatever is there in the test level it will take it, other whatever is not there that will take from the suit level. Okay, so user can declare the variable at suit level and test level both. However, TestNG give preference to the parameter defined at the test level over the parameters set at the suit level. So here what it will take? It will take 510. Okay, you could see 500, sorry, it is taking. Not at this value 50 and 10. Because same parameters is available in the suit level and test level, but test level it will take the priority. Now what I can do? I can try to add one more parameter. Say suppose here integer I, j and integer k I want to define, right? So I will be just adding it 3. Similarly, I can have a extra method where you will be having new parameter also. So here you can have new parameter called within the double quote param3. That is fine. That you can add it slowly. Okay, or same parameter it can common also for my other value. So now we have added new 3 parameter param3. So what we'll be doing? We'll be need to add the value also. Say 300. Give it. So wherever this value will be considered, that will be executed only. Param3 need to change it param3. Now let's run it. You could see the for the addition 3 parameter will be getting impacted. 500 plus 100 plus 300 will be 900, right? Value will be coming as 900, right? So that is the way you can create n number of test case added later. You can have n number of parameter also added, but like better to use the like parameter whatever you want to use it test level and suit level will be ignored in case same parameter is available with some value at the test level. Otherwise you can place in test level or suit level, that does not matter. Okay, I will take a pause. Any questions here? Is it clear? Okay, sure, cool. Now we'll go to the next important topics concept called data provider data driven testing. So I already told, right? Parameter and data provider mostly opposite. In parameterization, what we are doing, same parameter value we are using in multiple test cases or test method. But here, data provider, what we'll be doing, we will be having same test cases, but we will be trying to vary that execution with different variety of the data. That is the main difference. So the main difference between passing data from the data provider method and passing data from the TestNG XML file, by using data provider, user can pass multiple sets data, right? And using data provider and the test method will run each set of data. But using parameterization and testing into XML file, it is not possible to pass multiple set of data. You need to set only one set of data. But using parameterization, data provider testing, you can have n number of data. You can pass it. Okay. So in most of the situation, user need to run a scenario with different set of data. During that time, it is not possible to write test case for each set of data. Instead of that, user can use data provider, which provides data in the form of an array of objects. To run at the rate test multiple times with different input, user can use data provider option present in the TestNG. A data provider annotations method always return an array of object. It can be any dimensional. Number of rows present in the array will be number of iteration, and number of columns present in the array will be number of field you want to interact, or number of argument you want to pass, like that. Okay, suppose say like you want to go an e-commerce site and you want to search different product. So your same test case you are executing, but your product might be different. One, it can be like a child dress, child top, right? It can be child jeans. It can be adult. So these are the different value, like adult shirt, adult coat, like that. Okay. So your same test case you are doing the searching only in the Amazon site or other site, right? But here you are just doing it. Okay. Different variation. So let's see the implementation. First, we'll comment out. Okay, this part we can remove it. Let's comment out this test case. Let's write a very simple test cases at the rate test, and here public void um, Facebook login page. Okay, that is the simple test case I want to automate. Okay, so I can define some global variable like web driver so that I can access it commonly. Web driver driver. Okay, I need to import it. After that, what I can do, I can go to a website. Okay, okay, let's map it driver equal to new Chrome driver. For Chrome driver, I want to execute it. Okay, so we need to import that Chrome driver. Okay, now I want to navigate to a site driver dot manage, maximize it first. Manage dot window dot maximize, then driver dot get an URL. Let's say go to the Facebook URL. Um, so this is the Facebook URL I want to go. After that, I want to like give some value in the username and password field. Let's identify it. Driver dot find element. Okay, by dot ID, and I can enter some value, say uname, okay, or user one, like that. Okay, similarly for the password field, we'll change that element locator value after validating it. Okay, that's fine. Password one. Okay, like that. Okay. Now let's inspect it. ID. What is the ID is available for this field? Okay. So for the email field, what is the ID equal to email? For the password field, ID equal to pass. Okay, pass. So I'll be changing it here. Email within the double quote, and here it will be pass. That's all. Okay. Double quote need to be ended. Yes. Now you can try to, okay, execute it. Simple thing. At the either from the testing XML file or the class, that's fine. It will open the page, open the browser first, maximize it, load the Facebook, and you could see username and password one is given, right? Whatever you want to pass it. But my questions will be coming like that, like I want to have the different variation of the data. Can you please go on mute? Okay, so I want to just go with different variation of the data. So how can I do it? So can we copy the same line again and again? No, it is not possible, right? But I want to execute the same test cases. What we'll be doing? Okay, so let's implement the test cases. So what I'll be doing? I'll be using creating a separate method public called get. Method name is I'm giving user name and password. That's method name. Any suitable method name you can give it. Okay. Then what I'll be creating? I'll be creating an object. Two-dimensional array I can create. Object. Two-dimensional. So do not give a return type for now. We'll see. I can create some variable called data equal to or test data. Anything you can give it. Test data or data equal to new object, and here you can give the dimension. So I already told, right, row will be number of iteration and column will be your number of field you want to interact. So here how many number of field I want to interact? Email and password. So your column will be 2 and row, say four different combination I want to give it, or three different combination I want to give it, right? So that is fine. So I've defined that object dimension. Now I want to iterate for the row. I want to add the data for the iteration 1. Okay, what is the way I can do it? Okay, the variable name is data, and then here I can give it. So in case your like row is 3, mean iteration is 3, so it can go with 0 to 2, like, and here you can give the row number is 0 and column number is 0, means username field, and equal to I can give something called user name 1. Okay, now iteration 1, column number 1, password field you can give it. So it will be 0th row, column 1 called password 1, like that. Whatever you want to give it. Now I'll go to the iteration 2. Okay, I will change the value later. Iteration 3. Okay, let's format it. Okay, so for iteration 2, row number will be 1, column number is 0, is will be constant, and username 2, password 2, and then for iteration 3, row number will be changing to 2, 0, 1 and 2, and here username 3, and here you can also change it, row number, password 3. Now you return it, right? Whatever value you are giving, you to return it, right? So now return the variable. Now what method you have tried to do? Method should be any like return type. So what returning? Returning data. What is data? Data is object. So just take that, copy paste that like, and you can just return it here. That's all. That is the you can write the method. Now you need to add here data provider. Okay, data D caps, provider P caps. Import it from the original testing annotations. Now this data provider method, I want to map it in the actual test case. So what is the way I can do it? Okay, here you could see you need to give that at the rate test, you need to give data provider equal to method name, and here you need to pass two argument, and those two argument you need to map it actual test case. That's all. Okay, so what I'll be doing here, I'll be at the rate test, I'll be using data provider equal to method name. I need to map it. Data provider equal to method name within the double quote. That's all. Then here I need to pass two argument because username and password field I am taking and string format. So any variable name you can give uname, comma, again string two parameters, string called password. That's all, variable name. Now what you can do, instead of hard coding, you can try to map this. That's all. Hard coding means within double quote, but variable no double quote is required. For the username you are mapping it, password you are mapping it also here. Right? After that, if you want to print out every time, okay, you can print it out also the uname and password every time. Okay, uname plus you can give some space plus password, like you can print it out. That's all. So now if you try to run it from the class level or test in Excel file, does not matter, it will work in the same way. Now you could be able to see it will be three test case, one test case will be executed three times with different variation of the data. Okay, username one, password one, gone. Second, username two, password two. Third, username three, password three. Right. Three test case got executed with same test case different variation of the data. And you could see it's executed, right? Different combination of the data. And if you go to the console, you could able to see the output also, right? Username one, password one, two, three, like that, whatever way you want to given. Okay, here what we can do, we can add one more line called divert.quit so that every time it will be quitting it instead of manually quitting our thing. That's all. Now you can manually close it for this time. Now next time what we want to do, I want to, instead of 3 run, I want to add for 4 iteration, right? I can change it only to 4 here, that's all. My column number is same because two field I want to interact, and I can add one more data. That's all. But this part will automate in the next session without associating here. We can have some external file called Excel. You will write, I will understand next session that how to like do the data driven testing using Excel sheet. And because Excel sheet data mapping is very easy, you don't need to change all this stuff, right? Here you need to change it like that, but here though you don't need to change it, you can just update the data there. So this same thing will be automating it using Excel sheet. And how beautifully we can change the code, only the coding part, or how we can change the data in the data part, because your code will be separate in data will be separate in the data driven actual data driven testing. Okay, and we'll be trying to read the data from the Excel sheet and write it as well. Okay, now we have changed it to 4 iteration because row is nothing but the number of iteration and column is nothing but the number of argument or field you want to interact. That is already mentioned in my document right here. Okay, you could see number of row present in the array will be number of iteration of the at the rate test. Number of column present in the array will be number of argument or number of field you want to interact. Okay, that's all. Now let's run it. Now you could see that it will be 4 iterations will be executed. Same test case will be executed using 4 different combination of the data. So one time open closing, because every time it will quitting the browser. I have written the code one line quitting the browser every time. So it is working accordingly. And you are able to see that one test will be executed with 4 different variations of the data. That is called data driven testing concept. Same test case executed, data set 1, data set 2, data set 3, data set 4. And if you go to the console, you could able to see the output as well. So I have tried to print it out accordingly. And 4, number of tests run 1 because only one test case run, but number of total tests run 4. Okay, similarly you can try to run it from the TestNG XML file. So what is the difference? I already told. If you refresh the project, okay, if you are running from the class level, right, what you can do, you can go to the test output folder, right? You could able to see some emailable report, right? And sometime TestNG suite might not be there. But if you run from that test.xml file, test.xml file should also report will be generated. Open with web browser. Okay, you could able to see the report properly. Okay. Now, in case you are running from the TestNG suite, like it will be suite folder will be generated, and where you could able to get to know how many test cases executed, pass, fail, all this stuff, right? That is the, you could see this is the addition is coming because that time it's executed, na? Okay. After that, we did not execute it through TestNG.xml file. Now, if you just run it from the TestNG.xml file, so it will be updated only accordingly. Otherwise, this folder will be there, but it will taking the last history, whatever executed. Okay, there is no difference in the result, but additional report will be generated and it will be have there in the TestNG suite report because you are running it from the TestNG suite file. Okay, execution is done, all the test cases executed, and now we refresh the project or test output folder, anything is fine. Refresh. Now you could see like change, right? Also, and if you go for the HTML file and open with web browser, you could see additional things got generated, right? Total number of test case passed, what is the time, what is total time taken, which class name, which method name, which package name, what data variation, all this stuff will be able to get it. Okay, any questions here? Hmm. 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 No, it will depend on not dependent. That will be only fail. That iteration will only fail. It will not impact the other. Yeah, right. It will fail, right? Yes. Because every time you could see, every time, yeah, browser is getting closed, right? Because it is starting from the new, na scratch, right? Ha. No. Distance data provider you don't need to provide. You need to provide the data provider in some class only. Okay. Yeah, right. That is the data driven testing. Data provider, in case you are using, then you need to provide it. But the data driven testing here, sorry, data at the rate data provider, you no need to give it. Only parameter you can support in the test through the testing XML file. Yeah, only parameter. Data provider, it will be within the class only. That is the difference I told, right? Yeah, go ahead. Yes. Then we can use testing or XML file, right? Yeah, parameterization, right? Otherwise, for data-driven testing, actually, same approach will be using, but we'll be reading the data from the Excel sheet, external source. That part will be covered in the next session. Okay, you can get to know how you can this part, yeah, right. Instead of hard coding part, this part will be not be keeping here this code, right? This data will try to read it from the Excel sheet. Okay, because for that one you need to add that like dependency called Apache PY, and you need to create other couple of line of code, and after that automatically Excel data will be taken up. Okay. Next topics, I'll go with that listeners. Okay. So listeners, what is mean by listeners? Listen, right? Listen. So similarly here also the listener concept is they will listen first. After that they will work accordingly. So sometimes user wish to modify the behavior of TestNG during test script development, and this can be done by interfaces. Those interfaces which help the user to do so are known as listeners. As the name suggests, listener primary task is to listen to an event, define and react according to that. The main purpose for which listeners are used by the programmer is to create logs, create custom report, create screenshot, right? All this stuff according to the specific scenario defined. A test engine listeners always extend org.testng.I TestNG listener, and TestNG provides us couple of listener like I execution listener, I annotation transformer, I shoot listener, I test listener, I configuration listener, I method interceptor, Like I invoked method listener, I hookable, I reporter, a couple of listeners there, but mostly we'll be using I test listener. Okay, so each listener has specific method that are overridden. Okay, most popular listeners and method which are overridden by them are mentioned below. So I should listener only having two method, on start and on finish. So I can use it to check something only during the starting of the execution and ending of the execution at the should level, not at the test level. But I test listener is one of the most commonly used listener in Selenium WebDriver. The programmer simply needs to implement the I test listener interface and override all the method of this interface in order to use it. Right? It makes the call before and after every test present in the suit. There are several methods in which it is mentioned like on start and on finish. These are only suit level. Only on start will be executed only before starting the suit. On finish, once suit is completed. Whereas on test start, on test failure, on test skip, on test success will be executed at the test level. For every test, depending on the status of the test case, it will be executed. In case your test case start, always will be executed. But in case a test case fail, then your on test fail will be executed. Failure method will be executed, called. In case your test case passed, on test success will be executed. In case your test case skipped, on test skipped will be executed. That is the beauty. Automatically, it will take the real time data, real time status, and then thing will be executed. Now let's see the implementation. Okay, for that I have already created couple of code. I'll be using that one. Let's okay, it's fine. Let's take have some test cases. Okay, this part I can remove it for now. Okay, so they have tried to create couple of test cases. Okay, so this is the test method one where we are trying to pass it, right? The assassin getting passed. The test method two will be fail because assassin is getting fail, and test method three also will be failed because assassin is getting fail, right? And test method four also will be fail. Okay, and test method five will be pass. Okay, or maybe better I can have this other test method also. Just I can give some output also. Okay, let's give some output. Mm, test method 2, let's fail it. And test method 3, that's fine. Let's remove this one and I can make it dependent here, right? Test method 3 output. Test method 4 is fine, false is fine. And test method 5 is also pass is fine. Here, this one I can make it dependent. Here, so what we can do, I can give something called depends on method, right? Not second bracket. Okay, depends on method. Here you can give the method name within the double quote test 2. So it will be skipped because your primary thing will be failed, so it will be skipped. That's all. Okay, now let's try to run it here simply. So here you could see uh, two test cases getting failed. Okay, what? Okay, here I did not give an at the rate test annotation, so it is not executed. Let's save it. Let's run it one more time. Okay, you could see Two test cases getting passed, 1 and 2, and 2 and 4 is getting failed, 3 is getting skipped, right? Okay, here I can give the output as well for the other test cases before the assertion, otherwise it will be problem because we are using hard assertion, so it will be failed actually. And here it is passed, so that's fine. I can give that one 5 output. So what I have done, like I have created 5 test cases. Test 1 is getting passed, and output will be coming. Test 2 actually is getting failed, so output I can keep it before the failure. Otherwise, soft assertion remaining line of code will not be executed for the same method. And third test case is getting skipped, right? Why? Because test 2 is getting failed, so it will be skipped. And fourth test case also will be failed because assertion failure, and fifth test case will be passed. Okay, so if you run it again through either through TestNG XML file or the class, it will be same way. It will be doing it. Okay, and you could see the console result, right? Test output 1, 2, 4. Why it is 4? 3 is not there. Okay, method 3 I have given. Okay, it is getting skipped, right? That is the reason output is not coming because it is getting skipped. Okay, so that's fine. Skip means simply skipping, so no output. Okay, now what I'll do, I will try to create a listener class. Let's create, right click and create a listener class. Say test listeners. No need to select public static void main method. Just simply test listeners. And here, what you need to do, you need to implement this itest listener because this is the interface, right? Implement class 2 interface implement. So all the stuff will be whatever you have learned will be covering it here in the Java, right? Whatever learned. I test listener. If you do not know, just simply write and you will give it implements actually. I test listener. You don't know, you could see it is coming, right? I test listener. Okay, from the original test engine. That's all. Actually, whenever you are importing listeners, all the methods should be coming by default. You need to implement it. But here for this one, some problem came. Okay, so what is the other workaround? Right click here, right click, and there will be some option called source, right? And you could see there is override or implement method, all the unimplemented. You can dig it and you can simply check it. So all the method will be implemented. And this one you can uncheck it. That one you do not use much. Other method you can just do it here. So you could see automatically all the method is coming, right, for these listeners. Now you can remove this part that is not required. You can try to add some steps or print out. So through understanding, later you can add some step. Like suppose say for the failure only you want to take the screenshot, so you can only keep it the code. So automatically for the failed test case, screenshot will be captured only for the failure, not for the bug. That is the way you want to change the behavior based on the actual outcome. Suppose today only 5 test cases getting failed, tomorrow 20 test cases can get failed. So I want to like do something based on my execution result, not based on my test case I have writing. Okay, so on test start is nothing but at the test level. So what I can do, I can try to use SYSO and I can give some output called TestNG on test start, right? Test level starting. So TestNG test method started, and I can give some colon. I can concatenate it now. What I want to do, this is the variable. Then I want to get the name dot get name of the method. That's all. Similarly, for that test level, I can use the same variable because it's constant. Here I can give success mean passed, right? I can change it like that way. And for the failure means failed, I can change it so that automatically you could see the output will be coming accordingly whenever you will be implementing. Here on test skipped, so whenever it will be skipped only, not pass or not failed, it will simply skipped. Okay, I can change that one. This one is not required. Can remove it. Okay, I test context. Here it will be should level. Okay, so I can give something called TestNG test should started, and you can change the variable here. You could see this coming as context instead of one, right? Similarly, I can just copy it here, also paste it the context level, because your on task start and on finish at the should level, other one at the method level. Finished. Okay. Now you can save it. Okay, I have written it, but still I did not implement it anywhere, right? So in case still you are running, those listener will not get impacted. Only whatever way it is there, it will still working. Now, in case you want to impact listeners, then there is two-way process. Output you could see it is still same coming, right? Nothing is listener step is not getting added. So there are two-way, okay, to implement the listeners. Okay, I have added it here. One is that, right? One, you can create the test class, normal class. You can create the listener class. Okay, after that step three, you can go to that test level. You can add, right, at the rate listeners package name dot the listener class name dot class, so that listener will be impacted. So here what you can do at the class level. Okay, so I can use it at the class level. So wherever is there at the class level, so that automatically all the method will be impacted here. At the class level I'll be doing it at the rate, what do we need to do, at the rate listeners. Now you can import it listeners from the org.annotations. Now what is the package name where listener kept, right? This package name dot, if you press dot, automatically the listener will be coming, right? You could see test listener is coming dot class. That's all. It will be impacted now. Now if you run in the testng.xml file, okay, now you will see the impactance in the output. There is no change in the behavioral status, right? You could see the console. You could see the output is getting changed. Why? Because should level it is executed, right? Test test should started. Then test method started executed. Now test method is, what is the status of the test method? What is the status of the test method? Is passed. So automatically output will be calling that passed calling, right? You could see testing test method passed. This is calling success, right? This is success is calling. Now second method is getting failed. You could see it is getting called as failed because the failure method will be calling, output is getting called. Wherever skipped, it is calling the skipped, right? You could see the skip is getting called. At the last, it will be finished. Now, if you want to pass more test case, so you could see the fail will not be coming at all. Let's pass everything. Let's change it. Pass. This one also will be pass. Okay. And this one also I want to make it pass. So all the test cases getting passed now. Now let's run it and let's see the output tag also. It will be based on the actual dynamic nature, not the static one. So that's the beautiful thing I want to do it. You could see all are passed. Now output, there is nothing skipped or failure will be called. All the past will be called, right? Started is fine, should level or test level, but you could see all are passed. This is the past method call, not the fail method call, not the skip method call. So that is the way I can change or modify the outcome with the help of the listener. That is the one approach. Another approach, you can just comment it out here, okay. And then another approach is that, right, you need to add these listeners at the should level. Listeners tag, listener class name equal to package name dot class name. Also same way it will behave. So what I will do, I will take this tag, and after should level I can place it at the testng.xml file. So also it will work in the same way. Here it is package name. What is the package name? This is the package name dot class name. You don't need to give dot class. That part you need to give it here. That's all. this syntax. There are two approach, same behavior, only two approach. Now output will be still same. Okay, you could see the output still same, right? There is no difference, but only two approaches there. So that is the way you can try to change your execution thing based on your actual execution status. Okay, your listener will listen first and they will act accordingly. Okay, so most important listener is I test listener. Apart from that, two or more listeners will be covering, especially for the retry mechanism. Okay, now let's comment out this code. Remove this listener part, or you can keep it. That's fine. Okay. Now let's fail one test case again, same way, and other test case also I can make it fail. Okay. Now without listener class, let's try to run it using TestNG. And now one test case, two test cases will be passed, two will be failed, one will be skipped, right? Okay, you could see. Now, if you run either from the class level or TestNG.xml file, every time it will be running 5 test cases. Okay, here it is taking very less time, but in case you are having 200 test cases, 300 test cases, and out of which 10 test cases getting failed, every time you are running, it will take 2 or 3 or 4 hours, and it will be pass and fail only. So, by my objective is that whatever get passed, I do not want to execute them again because you already passed for that day, for that particular circumstance. I do not want to run them. My confidence is only to run only the failed test case. Rerun them couple of number of times. Sometime due to some page load timeout or internet connection issue, that can be failed. Reattempt might be getting passed. So my focus is only to execute the failed test case. So how can I do it? There is two approach to run the failed test case only. One is without listener class, one is with listener class. So we'll be discussing that. Most of the time, test case may fail while executing automated test script. The reason may be anything like element not found, timeout exception, system issue or browser issue, network issue. But user need to execute the test script again. Instead of running all the test script again and again, user can execute only the failed test case again for any number of time and check the updated result. So what is the way without listener class? How can I do it? So we have already run it only one time. So we've already seen two test case got failed. Now I only execute only two failed test case. So what I need to do, I need to refresh the project, just refresh it, and you can go to that test output folder, right? And here you will be able to find something called failed testng-fail.xml. If you double click here, you could able to see only right on fail or skip test case will be there, not the pass. Whatever pass, you no need to run it. Now you could see, like you can run it. You could only running those fail and skip test case. You could see. Now you can analyze it very easily, right? Instead of 200 test case, there are 10 test case run, fail. So 10 test case you can run it, fail or skip, and you can figure it out, debug it and fix it out, right? Now what I'll be doing, I'll be like maybe let's keep two test case first. Okay, so here you can give something called 11. Now let's do it. Now you can try to run it from the testng.xml file. Let's run it here. You could see like two test cases out of three failed, only one failed. Now again you can refresh it, the folder. You could see your fail count will reduce. Now you could see it reduced to only one failed. So that is the way, as and when it's passing, it will be reducing, because here it is only focusing on the fail and skip test cases. In case from the skipped and failed, sometime next execution you are able to pass, it will be automatically removed. So now you could able to see only one test case fail, whatever is the actual failure. Okay, so you can, it will help you to easily find out the actual failure and debug the right all this part. So that is the beautiful way, but that is manual, right? We are doing it manually instead of automated approach. But that part I can automate it also. Whenever there is a failure test cases, like it will be automatically executed couple of number of time. So suppose say whenever I execute a test case A, that time my internet connectivity gone because of power cut. Like after 30 seconds it again come. So it will, in case it's running for two or three times, that time maybe power came and test case might be passed automatically. That's the, that test case failed because of not actual failure, because of false failure, right? Because of network issue, browser issue, all this stuff. That time browser did not open successfully, maybe due to some issues with there. So that also can be automated. So what is the way I can do it? using some listeners through automated approach. So this part you already see how to execute only failed test case in testing without listener class. Now we'll see how we can test case execute failed test case only using listener class. The listener class will be using called IRetryAnalyzer. The test method will be failed because of many reasons like uncertain behavior of the by the application, network issue, etc. To overcome the false failure, we may want to re-execute the failed test cases. We can give the number of iteration, that how many number of iteration I want to execute, whether 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times, that I can control it. Though we are automating, but that I can give the value. So when a test fail, the retry method get called and the retry method will result in either true or false. In case user have a test method that have annotated with retry analyzer along with at the rate test. So based on the result from the retry method, right, at the rate test method decide whether it should try or not. If retry result is true, then at the rate test method will try to re-execute the test method. If the result false, then the test method will not be re-executed. Let's see the implementation. So I'll create again another class called retry execution, called like simple class, anything you can give it, retry test execution, like that, and no need to select public static void main. And here you need to implement I retry analyzer, retry analyzer listener. You could see it is interface, right? Automatically you could see some error message, so you need to import that unimplemented method. Now you have implemented. Okay, so that's what I can remove it, and I can import that test result. That's fine. Okay, so I just already having the code, same code you can just copy and paste it. Okay, that's simple thing. That's all. Okay, what do you need to give it? That is the way you need to give it. You need to give that some starting counter and ending counter. And if your starting counter get up than less than max count, it will try until it is executed or all time executed, or in case it's passed, automatically stop. That is the condition. So you can give some value called 1, and I want to execute till 3. Means 3 iterations you want to do. That is the way you can give it. Current try starting with 1, and it will try for 3 time only for failure, not for pass. As the when test case getting passed, completely that loop will be ignored. Listener will be ignored. And suppose say out of 10 test case, 1 test case only get fail. So that test case will only try to re-execute for 3 times. Suppose the first time fail, second time pass. So again third time it will not be executed. That is the beauty of this retry analyzer. So that is the way I have created the new class. Now I need to implement it. What is the way I can implement it? You need to add the retry analyzer attribute to the add the rate test annotation, pointing to the custom retry analyzer class. Add the rate test, whatever you fail, you can try to re-execute it. Otherwise, you can try to map it for all the test cases. You do not know whatever test case is passed or failed, but here we know that what test case get failed, so I can try to add it. Add the rate test retry analyzer equal to the class name dot class. Okay, whatever get failed, I can add something called, okay, add here retry analyzer equal to same syntax. Okay, class return as a class name, whatever you've created, this is the class name dot class. That's all. Now if you just try to run from the test.xml file, you could see retry analyzer class will impact only for the failure test case, not for the pass. So you can add all same code. Okay, why it is going for the infinite loop? Okay, it is going for the infinite loop. Okay, we have did some mistake. Okay, override current try equal to 1. Okay, that's fine. uh, it is going for infinite loop. Okay, I return laser, that is fine. Okay, retry is the method, current try equal to 1, max try equal to 3. If current try less than, okay, that's perfectly fine. Okay, 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 I think one bracket we have missed out. No. Okay. Let's copy the code properly. Let's run it. Okay, you could see maybe some bracket mismatch was there. Okay, I have already given the reference code. You can use it. Not a bit, not to worry. Okay, now you could see I have given that retry count one, sorry, 0 to 3 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 time it will be executed. One time got failed, rest of the time it got skipped because same reason it is getting failed, right? But in case sometime it's getting passed, the remaining thing will not be executed. Suppose in case you are giving retry log is equal 5 times, right? But suppose the second time is getting executed, so 3 times will not be considered again. It will be ignored. Okay, but past test case will not be impacted at all. So that is the beauty of the this retry analyzer. Now next question will be coming that how I can get to know that this test case will be pass or fail. How it is possible to add this code again and again, right? This is not possible at all for all the thing, right? In case you have 100, 200 test case, you need to add it this code again and again. Okay, so that is not possible. So okay, then what is the generic approach is there? Okay, so we need to take help from the other listeners. Okay, there is an IAnnotationTransformer listener is there. So for a more global approach, implement the org.testng.IAnnotationTransformer interface. In its transform method, user can programmatically set IRetryAnalyzer for all the test annotation. You don't need to define it manually, eliminating the need to add it to each individual test method. Okay, so I will be doing it. I'll be creating again a new class called anything I can give called automatic retry failed cases. That is the class name I've given so that people can understand. Here, what I need to do, I need to implement what is the interface name? Uh, IAnnotationTransformer. Okay, IAnnotationTransformer, right? This is coming. Press like give IAnnotation, press Control Space bar, automatically becoming the interface. So, okay, so I think IAnnotationTransformer again same here. You need to go to the source. Okay, go to the source here and you can try to override the method. Okay, so what is required here? Not all the method is required. What is required called I think transform method will be fine. So this is the class level constructor method level. This method I can take it. Okay. Okay, class constructor and method level. I think that is fine. You could see automatically this is coming. Okay, so this part is not required, and this part also I can remove it. So I can just write my code. What I did it. This is the variable annotation already giving it. So I can do annotation dot set retry analyzer. You could see set retry analyzer method I can call it, and I can give the class name whatever I have created, right? Retry analyzer class. That's all. Dot class. That's all. Done. Now what I need to do? I need to add this as a listener, right, in the testng.xml file. I think here we already added last time, and I can change it to that annotation transformer listener name. So all are keeping in the same package only. Otherwise, you can change the package name based on the requirement. Now save it. Now let's try to run it from here. And you could see without these listeners added, I can still right do it. In case tomorrow I am executing other test cases, right, it will still impact other class, other packages. So that is the way automatic retry also you can implement instead of manual way, right? First one we are doing it through manual from the fail.xml. Here we are using the retry mechanism, but we are adding it manually at the class method level. But here in case you are doing it that one last option fully automatic, completely automatic, so that you no need to manually add it at the class level, not sorry at the test level, right? This test is not required at all. Otherwise, in case you are having 200, you need to copy it and paste it 200. In case anything got changed, right, it's very tough to change it. That is the reason global or automatic thing you can implement it. Okay, so using IAnnotationTransformer, like for a more global approach, implement the org.tstng IAnnotationTransformer interface. In its transform method, user can programmatically set the return answer for all the at the annotation, eliminating the need to add it to each individual test level. And at the last, I already written all the steps is written in the document. Add the annotation transform as a listener in the test.xml file after the shoot tag. That's all. Okay, so automatically it will be completely automated rerun of the failure test case or the failed test case. Is it clear? Little bit complicated. Okay, might be. Okay, just need to go through so that you will be able to understand it. Yes, right. Yes, this will. Yes, right, exactly. Yes. So whatever we are learning, same thing will be using, right? No need to change anything mostly the framework part. So we are trying to learn slow, step by step, right? Framework development part. The most same approach will be doing it, right? Okay. Just suppose say in case you are creating something, right? You are creating the hand, you are creating the leg, right? You are creating the nose. After that, everything will be implementing it right there. So you don't need to change anything. After that, once implemented, you can do it little bit coloring. You can like wear some clothes, right? All this stuff, right? Whenever we are doing like godness or goddess, like you think we are creating all this stuff. Okay. So that's same thing. Now, next thing we'll be learning how to do the parallel test execution. What is parallelism? Any idea? Okay. So parallelism is nothing but right these parallel execution thread multi-thread you already learned, right? Multi-thread. Okay. So multi-threading means like same right thing you want to use it multiple threads so that your execution will be doing parallelly. Okay. Suppose say you are having 200 test case. In case you are using only one resources, you are manually doing it. Suppose say 100 test case, you are only having one resources, so it will take 10 days. But in case you are implementing 20 resources, it can be done in 4 hours. That is the parallelism concept. Similarly, here also in case you are having 500 test case, you want to use only one thread. So it will be like taking time consuming. But in case you are using thread, right, in case support system is supported, so it will be doing execution doing the parallelly. That is the concept you learn in the multi-threading. So all these things, whatever you learn Java, that will be implementing it. Okay, so let's see one by one. So parallelism or multi-threading in software terms is defined as the ability of the software, operating system or program to execute multiple part or subcomponent of another program simultaneously. TestNG allows the test to run in parallel or multi-threaded mode. This means that based on the test suite configuration, different threads are started simultaneously and the test method are executed in them. This gives a user a lot of advantages over normal execution, mainly reduction in execution time and ability to verify a multi-threaded code. So parallel testing is vastly used by the QA industry for function automation testing. This feature helps QA to configure their test to be executed easily in multiple browser operating systems simultaneously. TestNG provides an auto-defined XML file, which is already seen, TestNG.xml file, where user can set parallel attribute to method level or test level or classes level. And by using the concept of multi-threading of Java, one can set the number of thread one want to create for parallel execution. This is the structure. Should level, you can give the should name and you can use parallel equal to either method level, test level, classes level or instance level, and thread count you can do. Okay, so let's see the implementation. So let's try to do some coding part. Okay, this is the code. I can just try. Okay, any error? Okay, we need to import the Firefox driver. No more error, I think. Okay. So what I have did. Okay. So this is the, you could see this is the test case one, right? Enter username password. Where we are trying to open a Chrome driver, Chrome browsers, trying to open the Facebook page, entering the username password field, getting the title, quitting the browser, right? Second test case just opening the simple Facebook page without doing anything, getting the title. Third test cases, second test case also in the Chrome browser, right? Third test cases we are doing in the Firefox browser. You could see we are opening some Google page in the Firefox browser. Fourth test case we are doing it again, opening the Google page in the Chrome browser. That's all. Now, if you want to run it either at the class level or at the test.xml XML file, that is still fine. Same way it will be running it one by one. Okay, you could see it is running. One test case is running. After that, second test case is running. After the third test case is running, because only one resource is working, right? So in case only one person is working, they can run only one, right, at a time, because same system is there, na. So it will be all the test case got fast. In case you are running from the testing XML file, so there is no difference. So it will be running one by one. So three will be executed using Chrome browser, one is executing using the Firefox browser. Okay, one by one. Okay, now in case I want to do it parallel, what you need to do? You could see here should name parallel. After that, you can give space parallel equal to method or test, whatever you can do. Okay, here you can give space parallel equal to I can give it method labels. Okay, then here there will be no space mostly, and I can give the thread count, right? Because in case you are not giving any thread count, there is no point. Thread count space thread hyphen count. So I can give some thread count equal to, within the double quote you can give it, say three thread count means three parallel resource will be working, like that's all. That's the difference. Now if you run it, you could see the difference. So three resources will be trying to execute simultaneously. You could see three browser open simultaneously. Once execution, then again another test case will pick it up by any browser, right? Your text execution is getting faster, but it will depend, right, how many thread your system can support, because thread multiple threading will resource consume a lot of memory. Now if you take it four thread, so four test cases will be running parallelly, and it will be done in couple of seconds, quick span of time. But your configuration should be there. Now you could see all the things, right? Chrome browser also open, Firefox browser also open. Four test case, because fourth thread is trying to take up one test case. So that is the beauty of the parallelism. Means multiple thread will be working parallelly to execute all your test cases. Like because I already covered that thread pool will be there. So thread pool will assign the thread to pick up test cases. Once they complete, they again free. They can pick up the other one. That is the way. It's not like that one test case will be picked up by two thread. No, that mechanism already there in the thread concept. So that is the concept of parallelism. Now the last part I'll cover it from today's topic is that cross browser testing. Okay. So what is cross browser testing? So parallelism you already seen in case you want to run the group of test cases parallel way. That is called parallelism or like parallel or multi-threading concept. But here we'll be doing the cross-browser testing. Means in case you need to execute the same test cases using a different browser, right? Same test cases using different browsers. So how can you do it? So cross-browser testing lets user to check for website compatibility because sometime right you already developed a product but you don't know that somebody might open in iBrowser, somebody might open in Edge browser, somebody might open in the Firefox browser, but your application should be up and running, otherwise you will lose the customer trust and your customer will be right angry or they will be just creating negative view for your website. So that is the reason cross browser testing is really required for tested in different browser, different platform like Mac, Windows, Linux, all this stuff. Okay, so here we cannot show you because of the thing. Okay, because only I'm having only one Windows system. So cross-browser testing let user to check for website compatibility. Selenium is one of the automated testing tool which serves the purpose. It is up to the developer to deliver an end-to-end experience, end user experience that consistently delightful across the multi uh, browsers or right or devices. Cross-browser test execution in Selenium using TestNG in Java involves configuration requires tests to run on multiple browsers, often in parallel, to ensure consistent application behavior across different environments. This is achieved by leveraging TestNG parameterization concept and parallel execution capability. Cross-browser test execution will help tester to get confidence web application will work as per multiple browser. The execution time will reduce as compared to manual cross-browser testing, which is an automated way, right? Chances of skipping or missing the functionality also tested will be less. So, what is the way we can do? Okay, let's try to have test cases. Let's comment it out. Let's have the test cases. I can create a global variable better. So this part I can remove it. Say Facebook, Facebook home, like that. And this I can remove it for now. A simple thing. I want to create a very simple test cases. I want to log in all this part. Okay, this is the test case. I want to do it. Okay, but this is the test case. I can run it. That's fine. So it will be running in single browser, Chrome browsers. It will just open the page and it will print out the title. And it will close the browser as well. I can add this step called quit the browser, driver.quit. So the actual thing, what I'll be doing it. Okay, I'll be using that before annotation, right? Before test, after test, that part will be doing told, right? For having all the important precondition or the base condition, right? So those approach will be also taking. So what will be doing? I can define something called, I can make it public static so that anyone can use it in the actual time. Okay, then I'll be using at the rate before test. Okay, that is the preconditions. So I can create a method called public void setup method that I told. Okay, now you can import the before test. Okay, which will be executed for every test. Then here what I can do, we can pass some parameter, right? Say string parameter called browser name. Okay, that's fine. Now here we can use the switch case. Okay, switch to map with the browser switch. Okay, this one browser name dot. Okay, dot to lowercase. I can convert it to lowercase. Okay, that's all. Then I can give the case. In case equal to Chrome, in case you are providing something called Chrome. Okay, then colon. Then what will be doing? You'll be opening the Chrome browser. Like driver equal to new Chrome browser, Chrome driver. That's all. In case it is a matching with this, you'll be using this and you can break it. Then your case say Firefox, okay, and end with thing and colon. Then what will be doing? You'll be using Firefox driver, okay. Then your case and break definitely you need to give it, otherwise it will take the latest part every time. Then because three browser we can support in also install Edge, Firefox, and Chrome, so I can give something called Edge. In case you are having other browser, you can give the conditions. So I can give something called new Edge driver, okay, and break. In case nothing is there, you can give the default condition. We need to import the Edge driver default, where you can use some throws declaration throw, okay. You can give some exception. You already seen the throw keyword, right? New illegal argument exception. Okay, and here you can give some thing. Okay, just like that. Please provide a valid browser name. Okay, and here you can give some comment like Chrome, either Chrome, comma, Edge, or Firefox. Because these are the three only browsers supported, right? That's all. And end with that. And let's see what's the error is coming. And I think end with another bracket. Okay, that's fine. Okay, here we need to create. Okay. See the code. Okay, so before test is fine, string browser name switch. We're having 1 second bracket. This is another second bracket. 2 second bracket we are starting. Okay. No, here I think no need to give any first bracket only. Actually first bracket. And now I think we need to import some throws declaration. What is the problem? Illegal. Illegal argument exception. Sorry, not S. Now we need to import that throws. Change to exception. Or you can give any valid in like illegal argument exception, that is a valid, or you can change it to exception. Okay, now here it will be throws. Okay. Any error? No. all error gone. I think THROW new. Let's do it from here. Yeah, I think error message gone. Okay, illegal argument exception, exact exception you need to give it. Okay, and here you can that one you can just add some exception. Okay, here you can use throws, thro, throws, throws exception. That will work. Okay, now I need to use the data provider concept, right? So what we need to do? We need to use the parameterization at the rate or at the rate before test. That's fine. Here you can use at the rate parameters, parameters, and you can use some like parameter called anything, right? Called browser. That's fine. Let's see what is the problem. parameters. Browser name. Starting with first bracket, then here second bracket, right? Yeah, and I think that's good, right? It's done now. Now what we can do, it's already there. Okay, now we have did that setting for the browser. Okay, it based on the browser tab it will open. Now other thing we can add it, right? This one is not required now because this part we are setting it, right? And driver manage dot maximize, this part I can also paste it here. Simply step by step we are doing it, maximizing it, right? Then in case we want to give delete all the cookies, right? Driver dot manage dot delete all the cookies, right? Then if you want to give some implicit type, right? Driver dot manage dot timeouts dot implicitly await, right? Implicitly await. Here you can give the duration, say duration dot of second, minute, hour, anything you can give it. Say second, I can give it say 20 seconds, it will wait. So that is the all the precondition I can give it here. Now what I can do, I can have another test method called tear down that you already seen, right? Tear down public instead of setup, I can something called tear down. This part is not required. Only method is fine. Mm, mm, Here I can give something called at the rate after test. And here I'll quit the driver. That's all. Here this part is not required. So that is the way step by step I'm trying to implement it, right? That's all. My test case written, done. Now I want to execute it based on my thing, right? So what we can do? Okay. So just simply I need to add it. here the parameter name. Okay, now say suit label is given, test label is given, right? Class name is given. At the test level I can give the parameter name. What is the variable name here I've given? Called browser name. So I need to map it here, browser name, and that's all. Let's try to run it only for one browser, Chrome. Let's see what is happening here. Yeah, it is running. For Facebook page it's close also, right? You could able to see the output. Okay, Facebook login page, it's one done, one failure was done. Now I can update it like TestNG suite Chrome. Okay, so that is the I can make it difference. Okay, suite name. Okay, suite name is can make it constant. Okay, TestNG suite cross browser testing, like that. Now same thing I want to run it for all the other browser. Same test case. So what is the way I can do it? Copy it. Okay, same thing. Suit will be for constant. Here you can give something called Chrome test name, and here you can give something called Firefox test name. Change it because it will run for the Firefox browser. Here you can give it, right, Firefox, and here you can change it like that. TestNG test called Edge, just for your thing, and you can change it to Edge. You no need to change it also. Same thing you can find, but just I am changing it so that we can easily understand. Now you could see the same test case we can run it for different browser. That is called cross browser testing. Now let's try to run it. Okay, suit will be fixed, but test name you are just copying it and just changing the test name and the browser. So three browser we have given, right? Let's see. Okay, first running in the Chrome based on the order, then second one running in the Firefox, same test case. So after that you can have n number of test cases added. That does not matter. So all the test cases will be running in accordingly. Now last test case will be running in the Edge browser. Okay, you could see it's running in the Edge browser. Now what you can do? You can add one more test case called Google page. So two test cases will be running in three browser. That's the beauty. And here you can change it to simply Google. That's all. Save it. Now run it again. So means in case you are having 10 test cases, so 10 test cases will be running. So all the test cases will be running in three different browser. Okay. So that is the cross browser testing. Very important parallel and cross browser testing. You could see like all the test cases run accordingly. Okay, name suit name you could see suit name is fixed, but test name got changed for the Chrome, right? Then second one is Firefox, third one is Edge, and you already see the result. And in console you can get it also same way. Three test cases executed two times like that. Total six failure, six pass. So that is the way you can also do the cross browser testing. So that is the I think last topic from today. So I'll cover it once more time, whatever I tried to cover it today. Okay, so group part I already told, right? In case you are having n number of test cases created, but you can make add some group syntax so that like in case you want to run only the relevant test case, you can first filter out the execution based on the group and then you can run it. And in the group you can include, exclude, right? You can also starting what also you can run it like that. Then parameterization means nothing. You already see the implementation of the cross browser testing. Similarly, in case you want to run the same test cases again and again with different variation of the data, sorry, you want to run multiple test cases with same set of combination of data, right? You can use the parameterization. Just like that cross-browser testing part, same test case you can run in different browser. Like if you want to have some multiple method called addition, subtraction, deletion, all this part, right? Yeah, and same value, so you can use the cross-browser testing. Data-driven testing is nothing but right same test case you want to repeat with different variation from the data. You can use the data provider like you can have the data driven testing. That is the main important stuff. So data driven testing, you like no need to use the test node XML file anything, but data provider you need to have your sorry parameterization, you need to have all the parameter value in the test node XML file only. Listener is nothing but it will listen. After that, you can change listeners. You can add the relevant step in the listener method. It will change the based on the actual stuff. It will change the behavior. There are a lot of listeners there, but most prominent use I-test listener, where you can have on start, on finish at the suit level, and on test start, on test failure, on test skip, on test success, on test failed but success. All will be test level. And I should listener also there. Okay, listeners, you can either add at the test level, or you can try to add at the test ng suit level using the listeners tag. Okay, in case test case is failing, so that you do not want to execute those all the suit again and again and again, so what you can do, you can try to execute only the failed test case through manual approach with the help of that like TestNG hyphen dot fail dot xml file. Apart from that, you can also take the automatic approach with the help of the IRetryAnalyzer. But here also you need to manually add this one of the step, right, for every test cases, like at the red test method return analyzer equal to the return analyzer class dot class. But if you want to still want to add, do it automated way, you can use that one, like automatically with the help of the annotation transformer listener, where everything will be automated. You can give that number of iterations like start value, end value, so that automatically the failure only the failed test case will try to reiterate in number of time based on the thing you are giving it. Okay, parallel testing is nothing but in case you want to execute the same test cases, right? Group of test cases using parallelly, right? With the help of the thread multi-threading concept, you can do it. Parallelism can be possible using method level, test level, classes level, instance level. And cross-browser testing is nothing but same test case. If you want to repeat a different browser or different operating system, you can try to do it the cross-browser with the help of the data provider stuff. Okay. And so that's I think all from today's session, and we have covered the TestNG. And next three sessions is remaining. So two will be primarily covered with framework like data-driven, keyword, and hybrid framework. And the last session, session number 12, with the BDD cucumber part. Okay. So that's all from today's session, guys. Thank you.